Welcome to Daddies the Podcast, featuring Eric and Greg. Join them each week as they hang with a new guest to talk about who they are, their why, and the stories that come up along the way. Thank you for being a part of the Daddies community.
We've been dabbling in the new Call of Duty a little bit, but you know that seems to teeter. But yeah, Night Rain. If you really want to like get mad and like hate life, like that's the game to play.
That'll do it.
You know.
Okay. Currently, my son I'm in this room. He's playing. There we go. This.
Oh, okay.
I heard that's really fun.
I heard it's really fun.
Yeah, he and I played. It's really fun.
So the Switch 2 is readily available now, right? Because it was impossible to get for like a week, and then
just a week.
Well, yeah, and then they just were like, hey. Well, and then people were buying them up and then trying to sell them, you know, for 2, 3x instead of just wait a week. Just wait 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you can get one, you know?
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So on Instagram, there was like a couple of memes that said like, it's coming out. Don't buy it. Just wait. Just wait.
Well, and then GameStop, they were taking, I think it was GameStop, and stapling the receipt to the front of the box, and the screen was there, so it was puncturing into the box. So imagine spending, I mean, it's like what, $600-$700, $600, and then just
Don't
having
do $600-$700. You can't do that to me.
Yeah,
you know, my kids have me trained.
I'm sorry. So welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
I was doing some brief, and Eric was like, we were looking up puppet stuff and like trying to.
Well, I asked Greg originally. I was trying to make it clear because I looked a little about Bear in the Big Blue House, and I didn't realize when I knew we were talking to you that you were the puppeteer for the bear,
right?
And then I said, but it looks like there's somebody in there, so. Right, puppeteers, and then so I went a couple places. I said, well, maybe he's a marionette, but apparently that's not the case at all, right?
Nope. It was me in there puppeteering him and doing the voice at the same time. So
okay, so you just checked that other box because I was like, but was he also doing the voice?
Yes, 99% of the time, puppeteers also do the voice. There are rare occasions where we don't, but normally it is the puppeteer actually doing the voice of the puppet at the same time they're puppeteering it. So yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
So I feel like that's significantly harder than like just acting because you're now controlling something and you're still acting at the same time. You're doubling up essentially.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's like Jim Henson, who I knew. I worked with Jim and learned from Jim, and he said that puppeteers are actors. We just act from the elbow up. So
yeah.
So you're just channeling everything that you would normally do as a human being, but now you're putting it into this, this little being that's on your hand. When I've trained puppeteers for the international versions of Sesame Street, sometimes one of the exercises I would do, because normally these people aren't puppeteers. They've never puppeteered in their life. So I have to teach them from scratch in the limited amount of time I have with them. And so one of the exercises I did, for instance, with the puppeteers in Japan, when they were rebooting their Sesame Street, was I had them do this scene as human beings. Like, how would you do this as a human being? Like, come in, interact with each other, say these lines, and like end the scene. I was like, okay, so everything you've just done, the physicality and the emotion you've just done, now I want you to do it with the puppet, which means you now have to sit down, put your arms up, and for the Big Bird, you have to put your arm up and like come in, do exactly what you did, but now through the puppet. And they actually understood it in that connection. Like it wasn't separated. Like you are acting, it's just now a different refiguration of acting.
It's so like to me, like I can't even comprehend because let me tell you, Eric and I tried to record lines for our podcast for our intro, and we ended up having to hire Caitlin Becker to do the lines for us because it sounded so bad when we did it.
Yeah, we apparently can't read from a script.
Yeah, right. Scripts not for us. but like I can't even.
Reading can be complicated, so
we were just talking earlier about how like words are hard.
Words are hard.
Right. Yes.
But to me, I just can't I can't comprehend like someone being able to act and control a big bird or a bear like at the same time. Like that is.
It's one of the things where I've just learned, like, I'm just channeling myself, like, into, like, the character. So it's not me, like, puppeteering this. It's like, I am this character. Like, with Bear, every episode where we started with Bear, like, opening the door and welcoming you in. And for me, just to keep it fresh, one thing I would do is I would imagine that, it's one of the things I would tell people when I would train them for, like, the international version of Sesame Street, is that is not a camera. That is a kid who has never seen this character or this show before. So it is your job to engage this kid and make them feel as welcome as possible, and that the next 22 to 30 minutes are the best time in their life. And so every time I would open the door, I would imagine it's somebody new who has never seen this show before in their life. So...
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And I feel like that, because I remember like that show for me what was that, the 2000s, was it
It premiered in 1997 and we wrapped up in 2005.
Okay, so that makes sense. Like I remember like that was my sick show, like when I was home from school, like that would be that, and this was way before, and for me and I think this was for a lot of people, Disney, like the Disney Channel used to be a premium channel.
Oh yeah.
And so we were lucky. We would have it sometimes, and then my parents would cancel it, or like Disney used to do like a promo around the holiday where you get it for like a weekend for free.
Oh yeah.
But like it was top tier, man. And I was always super envious when people, oh well, we got the Disney Channel, and you made it.
Like,
yeah, right. Like
oh
I want to be
God.
like you when I grow up, right?
Yeah.
But like that was
the same with Bear. Bear was on Disney when it was premium, and then when Disney became basic, like more people like suddenly discovered it, which was great.
So I guess like the choice to go basic, I mean, obviously made a lot of sense. You get a ton of people tuning in. I mean, premium channels, like we didn't have HBO, like we didn't have any of those. Yeah. So
I never saw Fraggle Rock because it was a premium channel.
Yeah,
so
right.
I caught up years later. So
yeah, that's how it was for me with like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like I got, and HBO is obviously still premium, but I feel like now the way that channels are packaged, you're getting like HBO, Hulu, Disney Plus, and whatever for like $19.99 a month. But you just kind of get
each, Greg.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, like you're paying for it, but
you're paying for it. Yes, it's like these different combos of like channels you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one? Peacock is what I think Comcast, and everyone has their own.
Yeah, Peacock and Paramount and
Paramount. Paramount. Like I don't even know if I'm paying for that, but it's always like in my Amazon Prime app, so I feel like I probably am paying for it somewhere.
Yeah, it's in order. They realized at some point that in order to survive, they kind of have to like work together. So that's why you'll have like, the Disney Plus and Hulu and HBO Max package deal. And it's like HBO Max and Disney have nothing to do with each other normally. But you know what? In order to survive this new streaming service that we don't drown in because we overestimated the success of this new platform and realized, oh no, this is not working. So that's why they will work together and do stuff like this.
Well, and it's crazy to me too, because like we're big fans of the other show that involves a bear, The Bear, and
love The Bear.
It's so good, such a good show. But it's on Hulu, and I realized I was paying for the wrong Hulu or something, and then I had to subscribe to a different Hulu. But to get to Hulu, I have to get to it through the Disney Plus app.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, because Disney owns Disney Plus and Hulu. So now at some point, I think next year, I think it might be January, Hulu itself is going to just disappear. Like the whole app
Poof.
is just going to poof, and it's all going to be part of Disney Plus now. So
then does that mean Disney Plus will then probably go up,
Be more
or you're
expensive.
just
it already has. Don't worry. It's they took care of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no! I was like, no need to concern yourself. We've already increased it.
We
Don't
got
worry
you.
about that.
You won't even notice it. It'll just hit your bank account.
Exactly.
But and that's but so it's frustrating because it was like, hey, let's cut the cable and we'll do streaming and save money. But I'm pretty sure we spend more money now per month
Probably.
on all the streaming services. And I know, Eric, you were like, you wanted to just pick one per month.
And I still haven't done that, though.
No, because that's
I just need to cancel
challenging.
them
That's the thing.
all.
Yeah.
I need to cancel them all and have no TV and have my kids be really mad at me for like 3 weeks. And then, all right, kids. Pick one. Silas,
Pick
you get to pick one this month.
Just
Salem, you get to
one.
pick one. You get January, right? You get even months.
Yeah.
You get odd months. But then I want one. I want some too. So I know I always need Disney Plus because I need any new Star Wars content that comes on. I need to be able to watch that when it comes out.
Yeah.
I see your little posters back there. The New Hope and Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is like, so it's like you have to like, like what are you doing next? So it's like,
Right.
So it's like, so
But
it's one of those things now where it's like there's so many, like it was like the joke before with just cable, like there's 99 channels and nothing on, and now there's like just slew of streaming services, and it's like, and I have this list of shows I want to watch, but it's like I don't have enough time to watch all of these shows. Like, when do I watch? Like, when do I binge through, like, Mythic Quest? And when do I binge through just like, the latest season of like The Bear? And when do I binge through like, the latest Star Wars one? Although I'm sorry, the one with the kids from suburbia in space for Star Wars, I'm sorry, that did not work. It's like I watched the first episode and it's like I am bored.
Skeleton Crew, right?
And it's like Jude Law cannot save this. I'm sorry. It's just like no.
So
it's like, Star Wars meets the Wonder Years. I don't have time for this. I have a life. I'm gonna watch something else. I'll watch Marvel Zombies. There you go. So,
right. And Disney Trulies, they say, hey, we're going to make something for everybody. I think that they haven't quite hit everybody yet.
Yeah.
I feel certain ways about that, but I am generally just a gigantic Star Wars fan. And if they'll give me Star Wars content, I'm going to consume it. I'll feel a way about it. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not good.
Yeah.
But with Skeleton Crew, it was the first time that I could get my daughter to watch Star Wars stuff and love it. She loved that because
so then they did have a niche audience for that. It's like
and so
worked,
I was trying to get her to watch The Mandalorian, which was definitely made for like us, I grew up on Star Wars.
I don't think she's gonna love that.
and like, so we were watching and we probably watched, I probably got her through like 5 episodes, which was big win for me. I loved that because I was rewatching it.
Grogu. He's so cute.
Yeah, right. She said, I love Baby Yoda. And I said, me too, baby. And then we were gonna watch episode 6. She said, did they make a new season of that show with the kids that went through space? And I was like, Skeleton Crew. She said, yeah, big, like bright eye. And I was like, no, sorry, they haven't done that. And I don't know if they're going to. So
that show was canceled.
I'm just going to stop it. It was not canceled. You don't know that.
You're just speculating now. Just like
I'm going to let you break it to her then, Greg.
Right. Also, for everyone listening, like, please watch the show. It's fine. This is just my own opinion. For me,
right.
This was not made for me.
Right.
So it's okay.
It's like
I love the series that took place like, years before with the Jedi, and you realize the Jedi aren't as like pure as we think they are, and they're going through this political stuff. And you had the guy like Mandy, what was it, Mandy from like The Good Place, like and he was in this show. It was great. I loved it. It was a great show. It was like dark, but it's like, that's not for your daughter. And that's fine.
Right. Oh, what was the show? Andor was very good, but very mature.
I want to watch Andor, and I can't because I feel we're living through Andor now. So I'm just going to put that on the back burner.
Hits a little close to home.
It's a little too close. So it's
yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like for me, I'm not into Star Wars. I'm gonna be that guy, and that's never. That I know.
Right.
So I'm gonna thanks guys. It's been but I've never like, and I'll typically go with Eric to see any new movie that comes out. but it was just not something that like I grew up with, and I never really got into it.
Right.
But I love Marvel, so like I love Disney Plus for that. But my daughter is 5, and she really wants to watch Marvel Zombies, and I was like, absolutely not. We're not watching this.
We're not there yet.
Well, because she loves Disney Plus because Family Guy is on there now. So she's like, no, but Stewie is really funny,
and Stewie's a baby, so
like,
it's got to be okay.
Yes, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, hold up. I'm sorry. Your daughter's 5?
She is 5,
and she's watching Family Guy.
So,
what's her favorite episode?
So she thinks, okay, there's a scene.
Oh God, she really watches
it. Family Guy. So you're gonna have to be really specific.
You'll know this scene if you. So Peter gets his forklift license, and he goes to a beach to help get a beached whale off of the sand, but he drives the forks into it, and he's just shaking it, and it's ripping this whale apart. Like the whale's already dead, but he's just like ripping it apart, and then he throws it into the water. And she thinks that scene, she's like, yeah, let's watch the whale scene. And it's like, Isla, come on, babe, like let's watch anything else. So like now she's kind of moved away from that, and her new thing is let's watch Santa Claus falling off the roof. So she's obsessed with the Santa Claus, and when Tim Allen goes out, and that is funny, but like now we watch that all the time. But yeah, she loves
but she exclusively wants the scene where he falls off the roof.
Let's watch
forget the rest
Santa
of the movie.
falls.
That just that one scene where Santa
the rest of this movie sucks. Let's just watch him fall off the roof again.
Well, to be fair, it's Tim Allen. But yes, it's like just that one scene. All right, sure.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to see Tim Allen fall off a roof?
Yeah, it's just like that's how he gets the job. It's like it's the other Santa who falls.
Like, yeah, the other Santa dies,
and then he gets the job. Just like
he gets. What? Not only does he get the job, but he gets 2 other sequels and a TV show.
Yeah.
So like that was
which explains that the first one didn't actually die. It was just sort of like fake death retirement plan of just like, it's your turn, buddy. I'm done.
Sucker.
It's like, yeah.
But also like so we were talking about the Santa Claus and how Charlie like was kind of being an annoying bad son by like guilting Scott Calvin into, oh, come on, Dad, you don't do anything I ever want. It's like, dog, you want him to break and enter into all of these homes and drop gifts in one night. And I don't think you can guilt someone into, well, you don't ever do what that goes for like you wanting McDonald's and someone else wants Taco Bell, not, going down someone's chimney and dropping gifts. But I don't know it frustrates me. So maybe because I watch it every day, like 6-7 times a day, that I find.
Did you say 6? Did you just say that again? 6-7 times a day? Can you stop?
Wow.
I'm sorry. I know.
Wow,
I'm going to go. I'm going to leave.
I saw this amazing edit for a trailer for the Santa Claus, but they made it look like a psychological
horror
thriller,
flick. Yep.
a horror film.
It's so good.
And the pace, like the whole thing was like, you can't do this to our son, and it would just show him like peeking
walking
out behind
past
like
the window when he walks by after he loses visitation rights. Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. And it just goes to show you that the Santa Claus movie, but it's not a horror film. But you can make a movie look like whatever you want if you have the right score, if you have the right editing. It's amazing.
Have you seen Mary Poppins as like a horror trailer?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to look at that though.
Well, And I've been seeing a lot.
And so is everyone listening to this now. They're typing in like YouTube.
Everyone is going.
Santa Claus,
check this
Mary
out.
Poppins horror. It's like,
another one is the Titanic is only sad because of the music, and it has the ship sinking, but it's got like I don't know, like they're just putting like happy songs over like September by Earth, like as everyone's sliding down the ship as it's split in half, and it's like the music really makes.
Oh yeah, there's this great clip of like one of my like movies I liked growing up was Way of the Dragon with Bruce Lee and the fight scene with Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah,
and they see each other in the Coliseum and they're getting ready and like Chuck Norris is taking off his jacket and Bruce Lee's taking off his jacket. Someone puts in like this 80s music,
like
just like this make out music, like it's like music means everything. Suddenly,
because now I think something else is going to happen.
Something else is going to be happening here in the Coliseum.
I love it.
It's going to be epic, but not the way you think, thanks to this music.
Can I tell you, though, speaking of music, and for anyone listening, I won't give any spoilers, but we went on Thanksgiving to see Zootopia 2. And Zootopia 2, I think, is Disney at like its peak best. Holy God, it was good. And
Really?
but the music was also, and I think Shakira was back.
Yeah, she was. I heard she was. I don't know what she's doing. But I hear
so
she was back. Yeah,
and the song was a banger. I mean, just an absolute. But like that movie had such a good soundtrack, and it was just and literally, it's Disney, so every actor and actress ever was in it. Like everyone was in it. And yeah, it just was like when something gets the music right, gets the script, like everything is just like, and I haven't seen a movie like that in a while where everything was just so damn good, you know? And it was like, it checked that box. So, you know, I just wanted to say, you know, we're talking about music. So
yeah. Yeah. Like usually I had a couple of friends over and we decided to like order pizza, and I was like, we can watch something. And they asked me like, have you seen K-pop Demon Hunter? And I was like, I have no idea what that is. And they were like, oh, we're watching this now.
Yeah.
And we put it on, and I'm ready to hate it. Just like as soon as it comes on, it's like, okay, I'm ready to hate this. This just seems so stupid. And it was like, and just as it's going along, I'm going like, doggone it, this is actually good.
Right.
And the music slaps. This is ridiculous. It's like, it's like, and at the end, it was like, it was like, I'm actually getting teary. Why am I getting teary? What is wrong with me? It's like, but yeah, it was a really good movie. I actually enjoyed it. It was great. It was wonderful.
It was. Yeah, it's one of those ones that I don't mind my kids putting on every other day.
Well, because wasn't it done by the who did the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the same? I mean, it had the same animation.
Kind of animation company.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know who
which was
directed
also
it.
amazing.
Yeah. But it was like amazing. The story was good. The music was great.
Yeah. Very catchy.
Yep.
Right. And they had him on the Thanksgiving Day parade.
So that's what I was going to ask you about. So I saw you were there.
Right.
It's funny. We were talking about the Thanksgiving parade. Like the kids love watching it because obviously they want to see the
balloons,
but they also want to see Santa at the end. But the balloons, like that's so I mentioned the Barney fiasco of whatever year that was, and for whatever reason they didn't think that was cool, but or believe me that happened. But we were
people have
edited
edited that footage so many ways. Like, you know, you have like, you know, as soon as it gets slashed, you have like doing the music.
Well, because like that balloon got like
epic.
Didn't that balloon get completely destroyed? I mean, it just like.
Well, it's like it was like you could see the people actually sitting down, because this was before. Ever since then, they've gotten like now this like sort of like golf cart kind of rig underneath with an actual like central line to the balloon, and then you have other people guiding it. But they have this now. This was before that, so they got to around Times Square, and that's when the wind with that canyon kind of picked up, and it was people had to sit down to try and keep it from like floating away. And people are like hugging each other, keeping it, and then this one gust came and it just like sent him to this lamppost that just stabbed him and just like gashed it open. And so he's like deflating, but the rest of him isn't, like his head isn't. So if you keep watching, at some point, a cop has to come and kind of like stab it in order to deflate the head, just to get rid of it.
Just open fire.
Exactly.
Light him up, boys.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, this is like,
and I told that to my daughter. Well, I was just like, hey, like this Barney balloon just like got destroyed, and she was like, Mommy, did that actually happen? And my wife was like, I don't know. And I was like, no, it happened because I saw it on the internet.
Okay,
so,
first of all, your wife's throwing you into the bus because she knew it happened. So
everyone knows it happened.
It's like, I don't know, honey. I'm sorry. This is Daddy's thing.
Yeah, right. So, no, he's take it up with him.
Greg, do you lie to your kids enough that they don't believe you when you tell them stories?
Apparently, she always says, Mommy, is that true? It's like, you don't have to ask her for everything. But we were talking about, so two things. One, is Macy's opened on Thanksgiving Day? or do they close the store? And so my wife was like, no, that's like the busiest day for them probably. I was like, I doubt it, because I feel like a lot of people that work there are in the parade, right? Like,
yeah, they are. And all the balloon volunteers, all the people on the side with like clowns and dressed, that's all Macy employees who volunteer. The store is closed. All Macy's stores are closed. It's
as
like,
they should be, as
right,
every
because
store
you're
should
spending
be.
it with your family. But this is like this holiday tradition in New York. And to be fair, it's a wonderful commercial for Macy's.
Right.
Because
I believe it's called the Macy's Day Parade.
Right. That's
It was
right.
the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But people over the years have dropped the Thanksgiving, so it's the Macy's Parade.
The Macy's Parade, yeah.
Macy's Parade. That takes place on, Thanksgiving. But it's like, it's been going on for like this year was the 99th parade. Next year is the 100th.
I did hear them
who
say
knows
that's
what's going to
cool.
happen next year, but yeah.
You got to do something really big.
Yeah,
right. And it's
they're
evolved
gonna
over the
open
years. Like
Macy's.
the whole concept of the balloons came from a puppeteer named Tony Sarg, and he was a marionettist, and he saw the balloons as sort of reverse marionettes. Rather than having the strings go up, the strings are down, and so that's why those early balloons, if you look at the old black and white photos, they're very like jointed, so that they could puppeteer them down Broadway past Herald Square. And then it just evolved from there just to have like balloons. But it was started by a puppeteer named
I
Tony
had no
Sarg.
idea.
I speaking
And the
of
parade was much longer. It went like all the way up to it was up in West Harlem,
Wow.
like St. Nicholas Avenue, and came all the way down Broadway and then wrapped around Macy's.
They said, hey guys, I got this idea. I really want to run a marathon, but I also really like to do puppet stuff.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and it was really like a Christmas parade, but then they decided to make it like a Thanksgiving Day parade. So yeah, but it's
I'll
been
tell
around
you, though,
forever.
I really liked this year's parade for the I always have a fun time watching it, but the fact I loved what like Sean Evans, like his bit with the facts. And I was like, I'm glad to see like he's getting like, I know like Hot Ones is huge, but him kind of doing like the little fact part was really cool. And I was like, wow, that's a sweet gig. But then I saw Chris Carrabba from Dashboard Confessional was like posted up in his balcony watching all the balloons go by. And I was like, I don't feel like that's coinky dink. Like I feel like you are there intentionally. But I thought the balloons were really cool this year too. And I thought they had some really cool ones. But we were talking about blowing them up, and like so you posted some stuff on your Instagram about like it looked pretty behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, it was because it's both sides. There's the Museum of Natural History and the planetarium, and on both streets, that's where they blow up the balloons. And now it's become this tradition the night before Thanksgiving for people to go and watch the balloons get blown up, which has just grown over the years. And now it's this annual tradition to watch, I think it's called like the Great Blow Up, and they just watch the balloons get inflated overnight. And so we meet like the Sesame performers, we meet at we have to be like at this place at 6:30 in the morning, this bagel place. And then we get our badges and we walk over, we get escorted over and we show our badges and we walk, and we're walking past like where some of the balloons are. And we see them all just there. There's this great footage of this kid dressed as Spider-Man on his like balcony of fire escape, watching the Spider-Man balloon get inflated, and he's like throwing out his wrists in that Spider-Man webbing thing, giving the balloon the energy to like inflate. And it's like, this has gone viral.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoever this kid is, you're great.
You did it.
Yeah. This is why I love New York. You're awesome. And he got dressed as Spider-Man. He's making it inflate, and it's wonderful. Yeah, it's and the day turned out better than expected. The winds weren't that high. The sun came out. It was chilly. It was cold, but you know what? It's November. It's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So it's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold. So bundle up. And I was on my way into town because I called a Lyft at 5:30, and as I'm going into Manhattan, I see, people with their kids 5:45 and 10 to 6 in the morning in the dark. And I'm like, and I'm nowhere near the parade, but it's like, you've got 3 kids up at 5:45. I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, right.
It's what I'm going to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like so the parade and I always see like that being a bucket list and like New Year's Eve, right? Like that's always like, but like, so are you just standing there like how do you go to the bathroom? Do you diaper it or just?
We're actually told, like, don't drink a lot of liquids because, we really can't. First of all, it made, the float looks like, 123 Sesame Street. It looks like a house. There's no indoor plumbing. So please just keep that in mind. It's like, don't drink a lot of liquids. There are porta potties. They used to be able to go into the Museum of Natural History and use their bathrooms.
Okay.
They've stopped that. So now there's porta potties. So you just like limit your liquid intake before. So I'm doing this before coffee. So this is my, the fact that it's such a great high of like seeing all these people is helping counter the fact that I have had no caffeine and I need this.
Yeah, I'm going to need some caffeine pills or something.
Yeah. As soon as I got home, my wife gave me some daddy coffee, which was great.
Right.
So,
yeah. I did see too, you posted the Stranger Things, like the float with the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Right. First of all, nothing says Thanksgiving like a Demogorgon captured and breaking loose from its containment field. Like, yes!
Right. Yeah, right.
Happy holidays.
That's what we're thankful for.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And it was great. And he was really like a marionette because up close, because he's stationed, but all the strings were going up. And then in the back, you've got 2 puppeteers who's operating him, making his arms move. Their arms move. I don't know what the Demogorgon's pronouns are.
That's true.
Making their arms move and the body move. And then the mouth, the face, mouth, head can actually articulate and open and close. Was just amazing. It was great. It's just like, and it's such a, juxtaposition from like Sesame Street and like, Big Bird and Elmo to like the Demogorgon.
Here comes Bluey and
it's the Demogorgon. Yeah. And it's like, can you imagine that as a balloon? The Demogorgon.
Right. Well, so the people controlling it, could you see them or are they
No,
they
were behind. So the way it was constructed, you see like the containment field and you see the Demogorgon, and then there's like this black area in back. That's where the puppeteers were in the back.
I see. Okay.
Standing up and actually working them.
And then after the parade, like where does that go? Does it just get disassembled and that's a wrap?
It gets disassembled and then goes back to storage to the Macy's warehouse. Just like, Then my friend Kathy Kim, who's on TikTok and she's on Instagram, she also does Ji Young on Sesame Street.
Okay.
She has this great little video of the behind the scenes of us meeting and walking over. And one of the last things she sees after she gets off the float and leaves is, Tom Turkey getting dismantled and getting like shipped off back to New Jersey until next year. So
and that's it. They just sit in a warehouse and then
they just sit in a warehouse and they get like pulled out just to make sure that everything like, in case there's any kind of like paint or needed, refitting and all that. But they get stored away until next year. And then occasionally like, and whatever like new float is like needed for the parade.
I'm picturing like Raiders of the Lost Ark, like that big warehouse, like it's just in a big cardboard or like a big wooden box, and it just gets wheeled out, just
like puts away and all that. Just like it's. I've never been there, but I have a friend who used to work for Macy's, and she was part of the archives, and she told me like the game plan of Macy's. It's like it gives D-Day a run for its money because it's like this is like as soon as the parade's over, they're already like the next day, Friday, they're already planning next year. And especially even before this past Friday, the fact that next year is the 100th parade, they have already started thinking about stuff back in August. Like, what can we do to make this especially special? What's great for us with Sesame is like, it's wonderful when we're near the front because that means we can get off and each of us can head home. And like for me, I can head home and just start cooking and just like, it's great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, because I mean, like, so for everyone kind of involved with like Sesame, like, are you all in like the Jersey, New York area, I guess, or are some people like further away? Or
it's like some of us are in New York, some of us in Connecticut, a couple of people are in Chicago.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So, but when certain stuff needs to be done, like the parade, it's up to you if you want to come in for the parade. For the season, you get your dates and you come in for those particular dates.
Yeah.
I would know in advance, what dates I would be directing because I started as the wrangler on Sesame, the person who takes care of the puppets and preps them. And then I've become I became a background puppeteer, which is why I still get to do, I get to be a big bird before I eat a big bird on Thanksgiving. And now I'm a director. So I get in advance, Noel, are you available for this day or days for directing? I'm like, sure. So yeah.
Well, and I didn't realize we had Bill Sherman on back in July, and I didn't realize how much went into Sesame Street. And he was like, it's the most magical, when I tell you it's the most magical set and place, I'm not kidding. It is super, and I just didn't realize how much went into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when you see it, it's after all of these hours and weeks and months of planning. They're already going to have writers meetings and talks about season 57, which will happen at some point next year. My friend Liz Harr, who's one of the best writers for the show, she was talking with the head writer and already planning ahead what the theme for next season would be and different shows in the curriculum would cover and going over stuff. So yeah, it's there's a whole lot of planning between the seasons. That's what happened with when Will Lee, who was Mr. Hooper, when he died before coming back for the next season. That's when they were trying to figure out because Mr. Hooper was one of the most popular characters. There was the Muppets and there was Mr. Hooper, and he would always do the Thanksgiving Day parade. And last time he did the parade, it was halfway through the season, and he had gotten sick and he didn't come back for the rest of the season. So they rode around him. And then when he passed, they were trying to figure out well, what should we do? And there were options of Mr. Hoop, recasting, but they thought that would be disrespectful, to the audience as well as to Will, suddenly say, oh yeah, this is Mr. Hooper. It's for some of us who lived through two Darrens, no, this does not work. So, so then the other one was oh, he moved away, and then David would take over. And then it was decided, what if we actually explained that he died and just presented that? And then it was this whole curriculum, meetings and follow through of how do you explain death to a preschool? And it was decided that the simplest way to say was when somebody dies, they go away and they don't come back. And that's what it did. And it aired on Thanksgiving of that season, explaining Mr. Hooper, what happened.
Things like that is why Sesame Street has resonated with all of us. My parents, me, my kids love it. But also, we were just talking about this earlier, and my daughter's her dance teacher has cancer, and my daughter is 5, and explaining that to her, and sometimes when people get cancer, they die,
right?
And having that conversation, when you die, you essentially go to sleep and you don't wake back up, you don't come back, and that's it. But the fact that Sesame Street covered that instead of just you play a video game, you die, you come back, right?
By explaining it, they did the difficult thing.
Yeah.
But the difficult thing seemed to be the right thing instead of just saying recast.
And it helped so many parents. It still does. Just the simplest way, and trying to explain it on a level that a child would understand. Like when someone dies, they go away and they don't come back.
Yeah.
And that's what they can understand.
Even
And-
when
yeah.
I think it was Elmo's uncle died, and like they had that episode, and I don't know if that was around the same time, if that was a very death heavy but like I know like Elmo's uncle died or someone in his family, and his dad was talking to him, and he's like, well, let's go see him, when he comes back. He was like, no, like he's not coming back.
Yeah.
He is gone. He unfortunately he died.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I mean, poor Elmo, but also like that's it I don't know, it's nice that yes, kids had that place and parents had that to kind
Gotta
of
learn-
help
gotta
with
learn
those.
sometime.
resource
Yep.
and tools in order
Yep.
to help, because it's going to happen.
Yep.
With in your life at some point. And so this way, and Sesame's done like other issues as well. It's just like divorce and incarceration and other things, so that it does reflect like, the real world when it needs to. It's not all about triangles have three sides and
right.
it's like
Has-
sometimes the real world does encroach on Sesame, but Sesame knows
Yeah.
how to handle it, which is why we still need Sesame Street after all this time. Like one of the best things being in the parade is like you hear people like yelling out like the characters' names and all that. One, like the biggest fans of Sesame Street are cops. Cops will yell out the
Yes,
names of
that's their jam.
characters and try and do their like selfies as the float's going by. It's great. And then there was like
That's
one
awesome.
person, whoever you are, like, thank you, yelled out like, it's like, thank you for all the years. And like so many of us I was commiserating, and so many of us like just teared up hearing that
Yeah.
from this grown person. And it's like, yes, this is why we still need
Yeah.
Sesame Street, which I feel now more than ever.
Oh yeah.
And it's great. And it's beyond a TV show. It's like, it's a legacy. It's a national treasure. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we were like having like a place for your kids to go. Like we were saying what we were thankful for on Thanksgiving, and I said like, hey, I'm thankful that we have this food, and my daughter like didn't understand why, and we were like, babe, like not everyone gets to eat like at all, or they get to eat a hot meal. They don't get to eat a bunch of stuffing, and she was like, well, Mommy, is that true that like some people don't have? Yeah, of course.
She fact checked you again.
Is that
Wow.
true that some people don't like they're homeless? And it was like, yeah, like unfortunately it is true. And like, yeah, having a like just something to cover that is fantastic. Now is Sesame Street exclusively on, is it an HBO thing now, or is it
So the deal with Sesame Street has ended. So you can still see episodes on Sesame Street of Sesame Street on HBO, but now it's also on Netflix. So the newest season is on Netflix. Season
good.
56 is on Netflix. It's also airing simultaneously on PBS because there's
Okay.
still that lifelong
PBS is
dedicated.
okay.
Yeah, so PBS. So whenever the new episode's on Netflix, it's immediately on PBS. There's no
That's
delay
good.
like the HBO deal did.
Oh, nice. Because
Yeah.
HBO, didn't you have to wait a while?
Because it was the whole like exclusivity. You see it on HBO first, and then you'll see it 6 months later on PBS. And like Netflix is and they negotiated so that like no, as soon as it drops on Netflix, you could also see it on PBS because
That's great.
that was the birthplace of Sesame
It should
Street.
stay that way too.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
like Sesame
So-
Street was always PBS when it went. Like I think of HBO, I think of Curb, I
The
think
Wire.
of The Wire, I
True
think
Blood.
of Boardwalk
Here's-
Empire.
Here's a question for you. What was the first original series of HBO?
That's a good question. And I feel like that should be known. No, that's not right.
You know what? I'm gonna say Sesame Street.
No.
I'm going to say 6 Feet Under.
No.
I feel like 6 Feet Under was like,
Way
because that was
later.
what, late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So before then,
Before that.
What's the answer?
I don't know.
The answer is I actually mentioned it earlier. It was Fraggle Rock.
Wow. I see. That's why you didn't get to watch it.
Yeah. Fraggle Rock was the first original HBO series.
Wow.
So before The Sopranos, before Sex and the City, it was Fraggle Rock.
Huh.
Wow.
So there you go. We wouldn't have
Okay. Well,
Cosmos
now we've
and Jersey Gangsters without Gobo
we got
Fraggle.
the gabagool.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. You were the
We wouldn't have the
Gabagool sweater.
Gabagool without Gobo Fraggle. Before Gabo, there was Gobo.
Wait, so I'm confused. Who owns Sesame Street? Are they their own thing?
It's Sesame Workshop. It's a
okay.
nonprofit organization called Sesame Workshop, and that is who Sesame Street is. So and they have licensing deals with other people, and that's why you can like get socks and like cereals and nutrition bars and hats. And that's why there are Sesame Place and in SeaWorld. Yes,
Sesame Street dropped the best Lego set.
The street
best
set,
Lego
yeah.
set. Oh my God. It was so good. And then I sold it like an idiot. And now they don't make it anymore. It's retired. It's been dropped into the Lego vault.
Yeah.
But like that was one of I think that still to this day is hands down the coolest Lego set that was ever made.
It's very, very reminiscent of like the Fisher-Price Sesame Street set that came out back in the day in the 70s. And so it's like kind of like recreating that on a new level. And then they just retired it because whenever you buy a Lego set, there's a number on the side of the upper left side. There's a number, and like that's the number of that set, and then they could just retire it.
and they do. Like I know I have the at work, my office, I have the Office set and the Seinfeld set.
Right.
And man, that Sesame Street set would have looked real nice sitting right up there. But Legos are one of those things too, where Lego can get any license they want. I feel like they have that power. But holy, like the cost of Lego, like any Lego set now is crazy.
Yeah, I had Disney growing up. I did not have Legos growing up. We were not Lego rich.
Oh, I was not. I had to the cool thing is with being an adult is you can finance stuff and take on massive amounts of credit card debt to pay for these Legos because you know.
Yeah, you can take out a second mortgage to get that Death Star. Come on,
sure. I want to.
I mean, but like you can make a ton of money too just selling the figures. Like people love I do have the I have the Up house in my office, and then I have the it's like this little Disney train, a mini Haunted Mansion, and a mini whatever. But they come with those. People want the minifigures. Like that's what sells. But I know Disney, they drop a ton of and they drop a ton of really cool Lego sets. Like obviously, like the Sesame Street one is my favorite. But like Disney puts out top tier.
Between like their own characters of like Mickey and like whatever movies coming out like Frozen or even Zootopia, but then they've got Marvel and then they've got Star Wars. So
that's funny. I was just in a group text today, and my friend she doesn't know anything about Star Wars at all, I guess was gifted an advent calendar, a Star Wars Lego advent calendar, and I said I don't know why. I should just ask her for it.
Yeah, why?
Because she opened it up. Today is day 1. We're on the day of recording. This is actually December 1st, and she said, "What is a Babu Frick?" And that's a recent. And I said, so I explained to everybody in the group text. I said it's a little tiny critter from the most, or I think I said from the worst Star Wars movie. It's from The Rise of Skywalker, and I said, no, he tinkers with droids is what he does, and I said he's very adorable.
Give me a positive.
Positive. He's very adorable. I gave him a compliment sandwich.
There you go. He's very adorable. Oh, that's lovely. He's cute. He's who he is.
But now I need 24 more days or 23 more days of advent calendar openings.
Right. Yeah. Or just ask her, just like, you know what, just give it to me. And then I can tell you what each character is.
Yes.
So you wouldn't have to be burdened with opening this and asking me. I'll just take it off your hands and I'll do this for you.
I'm going for it.
It's crazy to me though, too. Like, I mean, we're talking about licensing. Like, Disney has a huge partnership with, everyone, but Dr. Squatch. And Dr. Squatch is constantly putting out like Disney soaps. I mean, they just did the Nightmare Before Christmas line, and they had like, it's crazy. Like when you've like leveled up to get that partnership with Disney.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
But you got
like
to
any
be up
day
here.
now, like Disney announced that the new partnership with F1 racing. So I'm sure
wow.
at some point we're going to get so much F1 like apparel and toys. And, yeah.
The test
the fact-
track is going to be F1 themed.
Yeah. Well, I follow F1. So like the Las Vegas race, there was like Mickey Mouse like conducting the Bellagio fountain to Disney music and the F1 theme crammed in.
I was there. That was last November, right?
It was just a couple of weeks ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
I went to Vegas last November. I guess November 24, and we went right when they were setting up for F1.
Right.
And where we stayed was what's that thing? The Sphere.
Yeah.
Like our window looked at the Sphere.
Right.
But then right next door, we couldn't. It was really like inconvenient to get to anything on the Strip because it was just separated by the racetrack, and we couldn't walk through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not into F1. I haven't ever watched it. It seems more exciting than NASCAR though, because it's not just left turn.
Yeah, NASCAR is just a whole lot of that.
If you want to intro into F1 before, like, because there's the last race that's next week in Abu Dhabi, and then the new F1 season of racing will start like next year, like March, February. Mm-hmm. In between that, if you want to find out what's happened and why it's interesting, go to Netflix and there's the series Drive to Survive, and they have these seasons of F1, and you can like kind of like chronicle up to this. Like, and this past season has been so dramatic. I keep kidding that the editors are like just stuck in the editing room 24/7, just because something else has happened. Like, oh my God. And just like, and they will do this. So it's a great way to like introduce yourself to like F1, because our son is into it. And then he was telling us about it, and he told us about the series. So we started watching it, and my wife and I, like, oh my gosh, this is, because it's like, it's the actual like drivers and the sport, but then they know how to now mix in that little reality drama, and they'll like have an episode specific about this character or this situation, and it works. It's entertaining and it's great.
Yeah, I'll give that a look.
So Drive to Survive on Netflix. Go for it. Try it.
Maybe so is the F1, like I know nothing about the F1. Like I'm out here living in, Greg's world. So
Greg's world.
You're just eating your gabagool, not worried about anybody else.
Not worried about any races. Yeah.
Gabagool. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. Noel, well, thank you for joining us late too, like hanging with us late on a Monday, man.
No worries. It's like a nice way to wrap up the holiday weekend, start the holiday season. Oh,
by the way.
Go ahead. No.
I was just going to go ahead. You go first, Noel.
I did this poll back in October on my Instagram story. I said, so tomorrow is Halloween, followed by like Thanksgiving, followed by all the holidays in December, followed by New Year's, and then wrapping up with Three Kings Day. So I said, thinking in those terms, is Halloween the start of the holiday season?
Yes, I say yes.
100%.
I've never thought about it that way, but I can immediately say I believe that now.
Yeah,
wow.
I was surprised, like 87% of people said, yes, it does start the holiday season.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, because you just got one right after the other, just kind of like going down this hill of like holidays.
Yeah. You rifled them off very, very well. We just passed my favorite, which was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, my favorite too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. You said that you were leaving the parade to go home and cook.
Yeah.
So you made a turkey. How'd you do your turkey?
I think, I brine it like the night before.
Yeah.
Like in sugar and kosher salt.
Okay.
And then we have collard greens, we have mashed sweet potatoes, we have mac and cheese, my stuffing that my grandmother taught me how to make when I was a kid. And then I made pumpkin pie, and our friends brought pies in it as well. So it's like really nice. But so Thanksgiving technically is my second favorite meal of the year. My first favorite meal is the day after Thanksgiving, when in the morning, I just pull everything out of the counter and just unwrap everything and just stand there and just pick. This is breakfast. Just pick. That is my favorite meal of the year. And I live for that.
Yep.
Well, especially true
you're
because I feel
you're
like
on point there. Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day is so difficult because after you've cooked all day, I'm like, man, I'm like really not that hungry anymore. Like I've been smelling.
You're
It's like it's so you're tired. Like I'm just beat.
Yeah.
But then the next day,
yes, like sweet. It's like it's
this
perfect.
was the first year though that we said, you know what, we're not going to cook the mashed potato. We did a sides giving.
Okay.
We did no turkey this year.
All right.
And we did a couple stuffings. We went to Wawa and got the mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese. And I went in and I got 2 family sizes. And so I bought all of the mac and cheese and mashed potatoes from Wawa for the entire day. And I completely ruined anyone else going there for what's their thing, the gobbler, like completely ruined any. No one could get it because I bought all the fixings. Yeah.
So if anyone listening,
it was Eric.
Exactly.
This is Eric talking right now.
I was slaving away making a lot of food that day. It couldn't have been me.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I passed this very famous. It's in Midtown. This really famous like pie company that bakes pies and cookies, and this is a busy time of year with Thanksgiving. And like the week before, last week, I walked by late at night, and they were closed. And outside, they had like the big recycling bag to be picked up, and there were like I lost count of how many industrial-sized cans of Libby's pumpkin pie mix was in the recycling bags. And it was like, you're charging like $60+ for a pie I make at home.
Right.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
A few years back, so we every like September we go and we pick apples in Maryland. There's this apple orchard, and we go and we get our apples, and my wife makes a couple pies, and then she'll freeze some of the mix and then use that for Thanksgiving. Because a few years back, I went to a bakery here in Delaware and waited in line for 3.5 hours to get a pie, and the pie was horrible.
Oh, man.
And I paid like $40 for it. We took a bite, and it was like we could have made something so much better for $10, you know?
Yeah.
So
actually, our friends brought this apple pie and a pumpkin pie from another famous bakery. And so there was my pumpkin pie, their pumpkin pie, and the apple one. And everybody agreed that my pumpkin pie was actually better.
It's made with
Doesn't that
love.
feel so good?
Right. Made with love and Libby's.
Yeah, and Libby's. Yeah, right.
Well, maybe you're all onto something. Maybe Libby's is just the secret.
Libby's is it. That's it. Because I tried like back at Halloween, I thought I would practice, so I made a pumpkin pie for like Halloween for us, and I used this like organic like pumpkin pie mix. It was like,
Nope.
It was fine. It's just like.
Nope.
But no, you could just taste the difference. Like as soon as my wife and my son were just like, no.
Nope.
Nope. Again, they said it's fine. And it's like, and I tasted like, yeah, it's not Libby's. So
You did good, Dad. You did okay.
you
Just
tried.
like
It's
the
like,
one tier.
It's like just pat your head. Yeah, good job, buddy.
Good job, bud.
This was great, guys. It was so
No,
fun.
thank you so
hanging out
much,
with you.
man.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it,
That was
man.
awesome. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening to Daddies the Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a review, and give us a like. We'll see you next time.